Gene Seroka is executive director of the Port of Los Angeles. They are the busiest port in America every year and home to some of the most impressive import and export businesses in the United States. Gene, it's the perfect day to have you on. Many tariffs obviously been walked back the last couple of weeks. And now, of course, today, this trade court ruling that may or may not invalidate some or all the tariffs. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you do know what's happening now and will happen with ships on the water. How's it looking?
Good afternoon, Brian. It's a relatively slow day here at America's port. We've got 8 container ships in and working. Normally, this time of year, we'd see about 10 to 12. And what it also means is an impact to our dock workers. Job orders for today's dayside shift down 40% compared to where we should be.
I thought we were supposed to see this bounce back rebound, Gene. I understand it takes a few weeks. We've been there enough to understand that from Shanghai or Korea or wherever, it takes about 3 weeks, maybe give or take, to get to you at the Port of Los Angeles. Is there a rebound in the next few weeks?
Not really, Brian. There's a little bit of an uptick in reservations or cargo bookings, and I'll explain why. 90 days of this reprieve is a short time in our business. That's typically the amount of time that it takes to put an order in, get the goods manufactured, and ready to ship here to LA. So what importers are telling me is that they're scooping up products that were already completed, but not shipped out because of the sky-high 145% tariffs. Then the second section is those products that were in process based on orders that had already been tendered. They're going to wait for completion and honor those contracts and ship over. What I'm not hearing are a lot of new orders going into factories because still these tariffs are very high, adding to the price and purchase of those goods. So with the whipsaw effect of information that continues to come out on trade policy and tariffs, many continue to take a wait-and-see approach.
I'm curious about that whipsaw effect, Gene. It's Kelly here, because we've also heard that when demand kind of comes back very quickly, you're getting all these surcharges. You know, you're facing now kind of cost issues, even to move the product that you're relieved to be able to move without as high tariffs as you thought you might have.
Yeah, it's super complex, Kelly. The liner shipping companies have to reposition their vessels to strategic ports from Qingdao down to Yantian. Making sure that these orders are filled and then getting the transport going is a second consideration. And still, these tariffs have been additive if we go back to Q1 of 2018, making products expensive. So importers, large and small, are being much more selective in what they plan to order. But as you both know, we're cutting it really close. May is traditionally the month where orders go in for the all-important holiday and Christmas seasons, and now we're on the doorstep of June. This is going to get quite interesting to see how we could play catch-up at prices that would be decent enough to consider what the consumer is willing to pay.
Yeah, we've got not the graphic that's on screen, we've got a sort of a bigger graphic showing an increase in 20-foot containers, Gene. It goes from 69,000 the week of May 25th to 96,000 to 106,000. So the numbers are going up. They appear to be trending in the correct direction, but yet, as I understand it, these are also lower than 1 year ago. Is that accurate? So while they're going up, we're still down from a year ago.
That's right, Brian. Nowhere near where we should be heading into the first 2 weeks of June. We still have 10 canceled sailings of scheduled vessel arrivals for June. Half of those are in the first week starting next. So we're not seeing an uptick like some observers had called for, a big surge, just a moderate uptick to kind of catch up from where we were. Please remember that in May, we had 17 vessel arrivals canceled. Most of those were the nonstop services out of China, the workhorse vessels that come direct here to LA.